Getting down to the beat is a huge part of what raves are about, and some people get an extra boost from ecstasy. In its pure form, it's called MDMA.
You start to be able to feel like lights and stuff, and like taste become like way strong. Like this piece of gum and shit, it's totally dried out my mouth right now, and so that's why it's important to drink a lot of water and stuff because you're sweating so much.
Ecstasy will dehydrate you, and if you dance too much, you could dance yourself again, really.
She's right, and it's this phenomenon that this girl is helping to solve. That may be all they have in common, though. All we were allowed to know about her is that she's 18 years old, from Detroit, and has done ecstasy at least 3 times before this. So she might be into this scene, she might not. What we do know is that she's one of many test subjects in a groundbreaking study, one approved by the government, and it's giving this scientist a glimpse into how MDMA can kill through overheating and dehydration.
In England, where there are thought to be over 1 million people using MDMA every weekend, there may be 8 or 10 cases in the last few years. So it's not a common thing, but it's an awful thing, and it does happen.
He uses this exam room to carry out his research.
It's a place where we can manipulate the temperature quickly and keep it in a steady condition.
There are medical supplies, movies to keep them occupied, and a camera so the researchers can keep an eye on their test subjects at all times.
It turns out that some people, when they take drugs like ecstasy or amphetamines, lose their ability to cool their bodies down, and they get overly hot and get heat stroke.
It is like a sauna in here. Everyone around here is generating so much heat. And of course, the only way to get rid of that heat is to drink a lot of water, and that's why a lot of people around here are carrying some of this.
I constantly drink water, but not to the point where it's where I'm too full. Just your body feels the need to, then you do it. You do get a little bit hot after. So.
One of the things that we're trying to separate is what is the direct effect of the drug, MDMA, on thermoregulation versus what is the effect of activity. And so what we're trying to do is give people the drug in a stationary situation and measure what happens in terms of their metabolic rate and their core temperature.
She has thermometers attached to her chest, arm, thigh, leg, and there's one inside of her, a thermometer and a pill. And they also measure her sweat rate, all to see how hot she gets. They're also watching her blood pressure and her metabolic rate, which is her heart rate and oxygen intake. They want to see what happens while under the influence of MDMA in both a hot room and cold room. Today it's hot. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and Tanser's research assistant, Sridevi Mohan, gives her a dose. This is what's called a double-blind study. The test subject in there just swallowed a pill, but she doesn't know if she's taken a placebo or MDMA, and neither do the researchers. They do this so that the results won't be biased in any way, but really, it won't take them long to figure it out.
Any change in blood pressure?
It's starting to go up.
Any change in the body temperature?
Mm-hmm. It's gone up by like a degree.
Okay, a metabolic rate?
It's gone up too.
Good, let me know if anything changes.
Okay.
Thanks.
It's time for Sridevi to check in.
How good is the drug effect? How bad is the drug effect? How do you like the drug? How alert are you? How anxious do you feel? How sedated are you? How warm do you feel? How cold do you feel?
0.
Thank you. They also repeat the experiment in cold temperatures.
It turns out that MDMA in rodents keeps them from being able to keep their body temperature steady. And if they get MDMA in a warm cage, their body temperature goes up very high. And if they get in a low temperature, their body temperature goes very low.
That can be lethal in humans.
It looks like under both conditions, the metabolic rate goes up and the core body temperature goes up, which means that humans are able to maintain their thermoregulation under both temperature conditions.
They can maintain it, but their temperature goes up even if they're cold. Tanter thinks he knows why.
It's the metabolic effect from the drug itself causing increased release of norepinephrine, adrenaline. And in every human, giving them more adrenaline will cause increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, and increased metabolism. So we think that's what's going on in this situation.
The drug makes people's body temperature go up, and mixing MDMA with other drugs like ephedra and marijuana can dehydrate someone even more. The key is to drink lots of fluids. We know that drinking lots of water is a good thing, but for those who are on ecstasy, there's also a flip side.
You can get a syndrome called hyponatremia, which can lead to seizures. That's too low sodium. So the way to try to avoid that is to drink things that have salt in it, not just straight water.
So with MDMA forcing people's body temperatures up, sports drinks would be a wiser choice.